You've heard it 1,000 times. Just get 1% better every day. And every time you hear it, it sounds inspiring. It sounds like motivation. It sounds like something you put on a poster. But here's what nobody tells you. 1% better every day isn't a motivational quote. It's a mathematical equation. And when you actually run the numbers, the result is so extreme. It doesn't even look real. If you get 1% better every single day for 1 year, you don't end up 365% better. You end up 37 times better. Not 37%. 37 times. That's the difference between compound interest and simple addition.
And your brain, which thinks in straight lines, was never built to understand it. Mathematicians call it exponential growth. Behavioral scientists call it the most consistently underestimated force in human decision-making. And the reason most people never experience it? They quit during the part that looks like nothing is happening. In the early 2000s, the British cycling team was one of the worst in the world. They hadn't won a Tour de France in 110 years. Equipment manufacturers refused to sell them bikes because they didn't want to be associated with losers. Then, a man named Dave Brailsford took over. He didn't overhaul everything. He didn't demand more discipline. He didn't push harder. He asked one question. Where can we find 1% improvements? They improved the bike seats slightly. They tested different massage gels for faster recovery. They taught riders to wash their hands properly to reduce illness. Each improvement, laughably small, completely invisible on its own. Within 5 years, British cycling dominated the world. They won 60% of the gold medals at the 2008 Beijing Olympics and went on to win the Tour de France multiple times. Same riders, same bodies, completely different outcomes. Here's why this works at a neurological level. Every time you perform a behavior, your brain wraps a thin layer of myelin around that neural pathway. Myelin is a fatty substance that insulates your brain's wiring, making signals travel faster and more efficiently. Do it once, thin layer, barely noticeable. Do it every day for a year. That pathway becomes a superhighway. Neuroscientist Daniel Coyle studied the world's greatest performers across music, sports, and business. His finding: greatness isn't talent. Greatness is myelination. It's the physical thickening of neural pathways through consistent small repetition. Which means, every 1% improvement you make today is literally changing the physical structure of your brain. Not metaphorically, physically. So here's the reframe. Stop thinking about habits as motivation. Start thinking about them as compounding investments. Every investor knows. The first years of compound interest look like nothing. The account barely moves. Most people get impatient and pull out. But the people who stay in, who keep making the same small deposit day after day after day, suddenly experience something that looks like an overnight explosion. It wasn't overnight. It was years of invisible accumulation finally becoming visible. Your habits work exactly the same way. The results are always delayed. The math never is. 1% better every day is not something you feel in week 1, or month 1, or sometimes even year 1. But the math is running, every single day. Whether you believe it or not. The question isn't whether compound growth works. The question is, are you making deposits or withdrawals? Subscribe Hashir Finance. Every week, the science behind wealth, behavior, and human performance. This is just the beginning.